John Cena, what a guy, eh? Both a hero and a villain. To the more hardcore fans, there's one thing that still rings true in 2018, and it's this. Nobody in the entire WWE is bigger or more of a star than John Cena. Not Roman Reigns, not Seth Rollins, not Braun Strowman, not The Miz. John Cena is the man, and he may be more the man now than he ever has been. He's got crossover appeal, he's a movie star, he's got pro wrestling tenure. His legacy speaks for itself, and there's not much that we, the fans, can do about it. I tell you who can though, WWE. And if they're not careful, they are gonna absolutely screw John Cena up. Why? Here's why. That was meant to be the John Cena theme. Da, 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 da. That didn't work. Move on. As you can probably figure out, all of this is inspired by a recent main event on Raw, which was Braun Strowman versus Elias versus Cena. And who won that match? Who got the pin on John? That's right, it's Elias. And WWE, if you want to push Elias, great. If you want to get behind Elias, great. That's not what this is, was it? That's not what we did at all. Instead, Elias was just some dude who happened to be in the right place at the right time. In short, Strowman was the big superstar here. He power slammed John Cena, and then Elias, using his Healy bad boy ways, got rid of Strowman, and then he just took advantage of the situation. But what happened after all of that? Cena got power slammed, Elias got power slammed, and as Raw went off air, it was quite clear who the star was here, and it was the giant man known as Braun Strowman. And that's cool, that's fine, I got no problem with that. Again, WWE, you push whoever you want to push, and I'll just come along for the ride. What is not fine though is wasting a loss over John Cena. In a promotion where apparently wins and losses don't matter, I tell you, what will always make me raise an eyebrow, or at least will always surprise me, is when John Cena loses. He never loses, so when he does, something deep down inside of me, in my guts, tells me that this is something WWE wants me to pay attention to. And given that we don't have many options like that within the WWE, I really think this is something that should be protected, and I'm a bit worried that we've just thrown it out the window, like old shoes. And I get it, who cares, right? None of this matters, but that's exactly the attitude that needs to change. Do you remember when Kevin Owens debuted on the main roster, and lo and behold, he went after John Cena and beat him? I couldn't believe it. The reaction I had to it was like, geez, I better take Kevin Owens seriously. Talking about the Raw from recent times, I didn't feel that at all, and I just looked at it like, well, what a fluke by Elias, and what an idiot John Cena is for just laying there. And if nothing else, there was no build to this, there was no reason to care, it was just tying to some stipulation that, lo and behold, the Drifter could enter the Elimination Chamber last. And who cares about that, especially when there's about 72,000 angles you could have done to ensure that Elias was put in that position. He didn't have to beat John Cena, he didn't have to be in a match, he could have tossed a coin for all I care. There are ways and means to do this. It's a lot like The Undertaker's streak at WrestleMania. A huge reason that was deemed so important is because of how long it had been going on for. It doesn't matter about storytelling, doesn't matter about who you're trying to push, because time is time and you can't control time. You either invest in the long term or you don't. And yeah, WWE kind of just fell into this, but that doesn't matter. When they realized what they had on their hands, they did dive in with both feet first, whatever that saying is, and look what they turned it into. They sold it beautifully and we just accepted it for what it was. And it's the same with Cena. We can't do much about his perception because of who he is and what he's done. And if we are about to enter the transition period of all of that, we may as well use it. Otherwise, it was a waste of everything. Big Match John has been the face of the company for well over a decade, and you've got to make sure that you pass that torch. And to pass that torch, you can't be giving away frivolous losses on random episodes of Raw. Especially because it was just something to do. Something to do. If you want something to do, go for a walk, ride your bicycle, hit the gym, play a video game, practice the guitar. Don't job John Cena out for no reason. And it's not like this has just happened here either, because it was the same with Roman Reigns in 2017. For some reason, WWE just went, oh, we better do the Reigns-John Cena match at No Mercy, because why not? That looks quite good on paper, but here was the problem. It was rushed, it didn't really have that much of a build apart from a few weeks, and I thought, really, given what this could have been, it fell flat. And the whole purpose seemed to be, well, John Cena's going away again for a while, because he wants to film some movies, so let's just pull the trigger. You don't pull the trigger. If you're holding the gun, aim it at what you want to aim it at, and then fire. Don't just fire around like a crazy person. And this is a really bad idea, because every time you do this, you're taking a little piece away from John Cena. You're stealing away some extra pizzazz, whereas what you really want to be doing is building him up stronger than ever, reminding us that he's John damn Cena, and then when someone else beats him, and they beat him in a worthwhile program that's been built up over weeks and months, Halabazwa! All of a sudden we got a brand new star and we're like, well, we better pay attention to him. He just beat John Cena. And if that guy is Elias, then cool, do it, go with Elias. But a huge problem in the modern day when it comes to WWE is that they kind of back someone, but they kind of don't. Choose them, WWE, and just see what you can do with them. You may get some right, and you may get some wrong. But hey, that's life. You can draw these angles out a little bit longer, and that's what I thought we were doing at one point. I mean, Cena and Elias have been going at each other for a while, and then eventually, all that happened was John Cena beat Elias on Raw, and then threw him at the Raw Rumble as if he was nothing, and then we got this. That is not what I'm talking about. Once again, the prime example for all of this is the Kevin Owens trilogy. If you didn't know who Kevin Owens was, all of a sudden he was shown to be important. And yeah, John Cena won that trilogy 2-1, but it didn't matter because it did its job. But that was 2015. We are 3 years removed from that, and Cena right now is more part-time than ever, so you can go even more whole hog with this. Don't be wishy-washy. Pick a guy and send him to the moon. The fact that no one is really talking about that main event from Raw is proof of this, and how WWE can't see this is beyond me. You've been sending John Cena to take down fools for years, and now, when he really needs to be doing that to make sure that we have a long-term plan for other wrestlers, we're not doing it. Give me strength. John Cena is the guy. He has magic in his name alone, and we have to make sure that we use that if we are to continue walking forward with superstars like John Cena. And if you waste that, where's the transition going to come from? Who's going to be the new John Cena? There ain't going to be one, because I tell you this, it ain't Roman Reigns. And that's the point. You don't have another guy waiting in the wings. John Cena should be one of the tools to make sure we make that guy. You see that? It's like an equation. It's like E equals MC squared. It just makes sense. Don't at me. I'm a bit threatening that. I don't mean to threaten. I'm just very passionate about this. I'm very passionate about passing the torch in the right way. The passing of the torch seems to be dead in modern day pro wrestling, and I'd like to see it come back. I say modern day pro wrestling, modern day WWE. You get my drift. Now don't forget to leave a comment below and let us know what you think about all of this. Like, share and subscribe. Head over to whatculture.com, read articles. You do that with your eyes. And follow What Culture on that Twitter thing at What Culture WWE. My name is Simon for What Culture. Thanks for watching. You don't agree with me, but I love you all the same. Double salutes. Fade to black.
Let's go right now.
Mackenzie puts away Priestley. Well, the Defiant Women's Division, clearly one of the hottest women's divisions on the planet.
Billy Wood calling the shots on Chain Reaction.
That's huge news. 5-on-5.
5 IPW guys will fake 5 Defiant guys. Stu, bring whoever you want, mate, because IPW are ready.